The Real Monica Adams Show is brought to you by Kaufman Outdoors and The Porch in Wildwood.
And we're taking a look, by the way, at Kaufman Outdoors. If you have not been in yet, they are located in Sullivan, Missouri, and they have everything that you need. We're talking about the Beta Italian off-road motorcycles that you're looking at, performance parts, X-Mark mowers, the Bad Boy mowers, and the Spartan mowers. You can get all of those at Kaufman Outdoors. Again, the 141 North Service Road West in Sullivan, Missouri. Give them a call at 573-468-8473. We had a chance to go there just a few weeks back, and I'm telling you what, they have everything you need. So if your lawnmowers are breaking down or you're just ready for a new one, do us a favor and support those that support us. So we welcome aboard Kaufman Outdoors, and by the way, they are affiliated with The Porch in Wildwood, and I hope you had a chance to stop by there maybe over the weekend. They had their big Route 66 festival, and a lot of people, I am told, stopped in and had a chance to finally take a look at just how gorgeous that store is. We were there, and you're going to see our broadcast coming up this Thursday. They have everything you need. Gabby dining chairs, McKinley leather samples, and Paul Robert fabrics if you're looking for custom. Flamingo Estates, the Rivoni cookware, which I fell in love with. The Kelly Took handbags, and yes, I brought one home with me. Bed Stew, the incredible leather they have. The 3 Silos olive oil and Charles chocolates. Everything to just make you feel fantastic in your space. Again, The Porch, Wildwood, and check them out online and then get in there and go shopping. So Kaufman Outdoors and The Porch in Wildwood, they are both owned by a beautiful couple, Jan and Mark Kaufman. Well, welcome into the show. We're excited to have them part of us in a major way. They are our new title sponsor. So welcome them on board if you haven't had a chance to. And welcome into the show, The Real Monica Adams Show. I'm your host, Monica Adams. Thrilled to have you along with us. We'll find out what you did this past weekend. Hopefully many of you had a chance to watch the World Cup. We'll talk about that coming up. Some news you can use. And then we haven't seen her in a while. Jenny Gabriel from JG Optimal Wellness back with us on this Menopause Monday. All right, let's get to the hot weather in a segment we call What the Weather.
Good evening and welcome into this new More Weather Forecast video. My name is Beck Moore.
At Fenton Family Dentistry. Again, a wonderful dentist, Dr. Jessica, and then the team, her husband Abram, who's come in, even Augie, who is one of the staff that you will find there as well, and then just the big smiles on their face. But more importantly, when you need a good dentist, it's that they do their work properly, right? Dr. Jessica has very high standards, and that we were talking about the Invisalign. We can talk about the 3D printing that they do. Hopefully you had an opportunity to take advantage of the fact that we were giving 3 of you that chance. You can still email me at info@therealmonicaadams.com if you say, I would like to win, because again, I want it to go to someone who is really looking to change up their smile. Fenton Family Dentistry, located off of Old Smizer Mill Road. All right, let's welcome in our aspiring meteorologist, Beckett Moore. Good morning, my friend.
Good morning. How was your weekend?
It was wonderful. I watched the World Cup yesterday. That was a nail biter for sure. Got in and out, but we're also preparing for the hot tub coming this Friday. So we did a lot of work out in the heat, and it was gross.
Yeah, and we're going to continue that for probably today and tomorrow. So still a couple more days of that pretty oppressive heat.
Yeah, and again, it's not the smartest thing to be out there working in it, but sometimes you just have to get things done. But you got to take those hydration breaks, all the things that you always warn us of, because it can be very dangerous.
Absolutely. For sure, that hydration, keeping that sunscreen on, and limiting that strenuous activity. So taking breaks, especially from being outside and especially in the sun.
So these next couple of days, I think I saw another hot day for the today and tomorrow, but then we get a little break by the end of the week, which is going to be nice. It's going to feel like it's much, much cooler. So Beckett, let us know, again, getting past these next couple of days and what the rest of the week looks like.
Yeah, so looking at today for your Monday, this morning, 73 degrees out there. It's partly cloudy, but it looks like it is clearing up out there as we are expecting mostly sunny skies for most of the day. Some wildfire smoke, you could see some haze maybe this morning is around the area, but overall we're not expecting any major air quality issues. If you head north of the area, that's where we could see it being unhealthy for sensitive groups. But in the immediate St. Louis area, a little bit of wildfire smoke right now. We're not expecting significant air quality issues even for those sensitive groups. So mostly sunny skies this afternoon and 93 degrees as your high. Now looking at the 7-day forecast, 94 as your high tomorrow, but those heat index values for today and tomorrow could be above 100 degrees. So that's why we're likely going to see some heat problems. And that's why I wanted to tell you about especially that hydration, sunscreen, limiting strenuous activities, checking on your pets, neighbors, the elderly, of course, as we head into these next 2 days. 30% chance of rain tomorrow. That's going to be mostly before 9 a.m. So that's going to be in the morning hours of Tuesday. Then heading into Wednesday, like Monica mentioned, it does cool down just a little bit, if I can even use that word cool now that we're in July. But Thursday as well, 82 degrees, mostly sunny skies, keeping with those low 80s by Friday, but we do get a 30% chance of showers, and then warming back up towards where we should be this time of the year, around 90, with 87 on Saturday and 92 on Sunday with sunny skies.
Okay, I'm glad you talked about the Canadian wildfires. I was wondering, because when Zach and I came in, we both were like, is it fog or is it smoke? So there we go. We leave it to the man who knows. Yeah. Well, Becca, thank you so much, and have a beautiful week, and then we'll talk to you again on Friday when it's a little cooler.
You too. See you then.
All right. Beckett Moore, again, doing a wonderful job for us on Mondays and Fridays. And I try to do as good of him on Tuesdays, on Wednesdays, and Thursdays. Okay. So I was just mentioning, I had a chance to watch the World Cup. We were at home, kind of going back and forth between all our heavy labor outside and then watching the game, their heavy labor on the field. Did you watch it? If so, did you go to a watch party? I was asking everybody, did you stay home? The majority of my viewers wanted Spain to win. I wanted Argentina, especially after the incredible play of the goalkeeper. Folks, come on. He played the game of his life. It was unbelievable. But watch parties were all over the place. People in Spanish neighborhoods, Argentinian, they were all dressed in their colors, either the blue or the red. Again, fans packing the parties all over the place or spilling out into the streets, as you see here. Soccer supporters across the region gathering to watch the FIFA World Cup. And it was amazing to see the economic boost, by the way, in those watch cities. And now it's all over with. And I feel like I just wanted to continue, don't you? They also broke tradition. And I was like, how long is this going to go on? They had that 30-minute halftime break. What did you think of the halftime show, by the way? Madonna, Shakira, Justin Bieber, BTS. We saw a little bit of Ted Lasso. We saw a bunch of celebrities that were there. We saw Tom Cruise speaking. What did you think of it? I liked it. I didn't mind it. And my husband cracked me up, though. He was like, who are these people? I'm like, Jim, you're so old. But it was definitely breaking tradition and a big break before they got back into the action. So if you don't know, Spain beat Argentina to win the World Cup, and there was a little fisticuff there at the end. I was like, come on, guys, end it kindly. Let's be nice to each other. But yeah, they had to break things up. So 1-0, Spain beating Argentina. If you didn't see the game on Saturday, that was unbelievable. England beating France 6-4. But I mean, that score, if you didn't see the game, you're just like, oh, okay, normal. No way. It was 3-0 and then 4-0. And then I'm like, holy cow. Then it all flipped around as I thought France was going to come back and win this one. Really exciting weekend. I hope you had a chance to watch. If not, feel free to let us know what you did instead. But a lot of us were glued to the TVs or at watch parties. It was just exciting for the last few weeks, was it not? Okay, what's not exciting is to see the gas prices going up, but they are again. In fact, they are reaching in some areas $4 a gallon as the U.S. and Iran launch attacks. According to Motor Club Federation AAA, the national average for a gallon is now back to $4. The average price a year ago was $3.14 a gallon. People around the world are dealing with high gas prices as a result of the war. I came in this morning paying attention to it, though, knowing that I was going to do that for you. I saw $3.59 at one gas station still. The ones around it were at $3.69 already. So if you are getting ready to head out the door, I'm letting you know this. This is news you can use. If you see it lower, fill up, because rest assured it will be going up. We've got another recall in the news. This time it's Hyundai. They are recalling tens of thousands of SUVs. It covers 2026 Kona and 2025 Kona electric vehicles. According to the NHTSA, the rear center seatbelt buckle may not function properly, and as a result, it could increase the chances of injury in the event of a crash. There have not been any confirmed incidents incidents or injuries. That's the good news. Owners, you will be notified by mail of when you can take it to the dealer for a free repair. Well, maybe you didn't watch the World Cup, but maybe you went down to Union Station and saw the big boy. Oh my gosh, gorgeous. Making a stop in St. Louis. And this is the largest running locomotive. There were 25 made. There are 8 still in service, but only this one that is still running. So people had a chance to see it. I believe it was going on to Jeff City and Kansas City if people are still looking for an opportunity to catch it. But again, it was a hot weekend. It didn't matter. A lot of people coming out so they could see that. Pretty massive and pretty beautiful on display. Well, this is a first in 150 years. Congratulations to our vice president and his wife, JD and Usha Vance, welcoming a baby boy. They made that announcement yesterday, born yesterday. Alec Neal joining older siblings Ewan, Vivek, and Mirabelle. Vance announced the birth on social media with a statement signed by him and his wife. We're excited to announce that our baby boy Alec was born. Usha and the baby are happy and healthy, and our kids are overjoyed to meet their little brother. They thank the doctors and the staff at Walter Reed and, of course, the White House medical team. So congratulations to the Vances. A nurse adopted a 2-year-old girl, and this is a really cool turn of events. This is a child, by the way, that she treated as a baby in the NICU. How cool is this? This is in Salem, Massachusetts. 2 years after taking in a baby she treated in the neonatal intensive care unit, a Massachusetts nurse and her husband officially made their family addition permanent. The nurse, who works in the special care nursery at Beverly Hospital in Salem, felt an instant connection to her infant patient, Pamela, who had been exposed to drugs before she was born. And then the turnaround is that they ended up adopting her. I mean, come on, they say not to take home work with you. She said, I definitely did. Worked out well for them, though. They couldn't have asked for a better kid. So congratulations to them. All right, wait till you see this picture. A bison charging this grandfather at Yellowstone, sending him flying up into the air. Look at that picture. This is in Boise, Idaho, where a grandfather was recovering in the hospital after a bison attack at Yellowstone National Park. Carl McDaniel, 65 years old, and his grandson, they were walking back to their campsite last Friday at the Fishing Bridge campground in Yellowstone. A bison charged them. McDaniel told his grandson to run and hide while he ran in the opposite direction. The bison chased after him, headbutting him, and sent him flying into the air. He said it wasn't the horn, it was his head, which was actually soft. Then all the damage came when he hit the ground. He actually broke his femur, unfortunately. He said he could feel the bison's hot breath. That's how close it was. But the photographer, I mean, how do you get that picture? The photographer visited McDaniel in the hospital Tuesday night, and the two quickly became friends, bonding over the wild experience. I just cannot believe that someone captured that. Yellowstone officials say the bison are responsible for more injuries than any other animal in the park. The bison involved in this incident was not euthanized. All right, we're going to talk today about menopause, and we're also going to talk about all the different changes in the world. And one of those is the amount of people that are using GLP-1s. Well, Burger King is just one of many restaurants, including fast food and sit-down restaurants, that are changing their menus. Burger King is preparing for the GLP-1 revolution. As weight loss drugs reshape how Americans eat, Burger King is gearing up for a future where customers still want fast food, they just want a little less of it. So there was a July Gallup poll that found 11% of U.S. adults are currently on a GLP-1 medication. That's nearly 4 times the share just 2 years ago. So they are making some changes at Burger King. They're going to make smaller items, have little bites as well, because again, they're seeing that people are wanting this. So Whopper Bites and Protein Forward Bowls. You can get ready to see those on your Burger King menu. All right, in sports, there is a boxer known as Hannah Rapp, and she died, unfortunately, after being struck by a car while she was cycling in Texas. The boxer was killed in Brazos County, Texas. The sheriff's office was dispatched to that major crash involving a vehicle and the bicyclist just before 10 a.m. on on Saturday. First responders provided emergency care before the 26-year-old was taken to a hospital where she later died. A GoFundMe has been created to help her family. Well, St. Louis Cardinals fans, we came so close, unfortunately losing to the Arizona Diamondbacks. The final was 8-7. It's the Cardinals and the Angels now. They're still on the road. Late game tonight, by the way. Stay up late. 9:10 is the first pitch. All right, our national day of calendar. It is National Moon Day, Get Out of the Doghouse Day, National Pennsylvania Day, National Lollipop Day, and National Fortune Cookie Day, which is one of my favorites. I always love to get the fortune cookie, and then you're like, oh, I want to hang on to this one. This one has my fortune. Spot on. All right, everybody, hope you're having a great start to your day. Let me say, everybody, best goalkeeping. Watch the second half at home. Angie, spot on. I mean, I wanted them to win because of how great he played. I still go over the bridge in Missouri to get gas, Stephanie. Yeah, Illinois is high always. Adopting was the best decision my husband and I ever made. Oh, Angie, I love that. Thank you so much for doing that. I thought the halftime show was better than the Super Bowl, Linda says. I picked Spain to win. England came in third. Argentina should have won, Rose said. It's okay. Congrats to the winner. Linda, very foggy at my house this morning. Yeah, it's a muggy walk for sure. Good morning, Karen and Kathleen. Sean, on vacation. I know you were watching us. I am going back home to St. Peter's this morning. I had an awesome time. Fantastic. Linda and Christy, hope you're all having a great start. Feel free to drop any comments in. We love having you interact with us, and I know Jenny does as well. Jenny Gabriel with JG Optimal Wellness. She is our guest today, and she joins us next.
What if you could start your day feeling loose, relaxed, and ready? Deep hydrotherapy right in your backyard. No commute, no appointments, just warmth, relief whenever you need it. Sore muscles recover faster, tight joints loosen up, tension you carry all day, gone. Relax with your family or friends, or work out with our Michael Phelps Edition Swim Spas. Worried about maintenance? We have factory-trained service nearby whenever you need it. Plus, we're here for you long-term if you have any questions or need to refill supplies. You can even test spas at our showrooms. Spas and More, A+ rated, locally owned for 20 years. We put the ah in spa.
And if you are new to the show, which I'm seeing some new names this morning, maybe you don't know our guest. So we introduce Jenny Gabriel from JG Optimal Wellness, and we're going to talk a little menopause talk about your health, talk about your nutrition on this Medical Monday. So good morning to you. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
How you been?
I've been good. Thank you.
Yeah. Now today's the first day we did not blend. Well, we have a little.
I don't know. We both have.
We do have these things.
Yes, we do. We do.
Okay.
Because when I walked down the hall, I went, no way.
We're blending. We don't have the same colors on like we always do. But yeah, you're right. We both have little daisies or whatever those are.
Yeah.
That's cute. Is that new?
It is new. I got it from my future daughter-in-law, which her mom and her two sisters opened a dress shop in a suburb of Milwaukee called the House of Frank.
House of Frank?
Yeah.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
Do they do online?
They have not yet, but they are.
Well, when they do, let us know.
They are going to be launching that.
Okay,
yes.
We'll support them for you.
Yeah,
I love that. I love a good boutique, by the way.
Yeah, it's a fun
And congratulations!
little
I saw that on social media.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
thank you. We're excited.
She's a beautiful girl.
Yeah.
Very cool. Well, congrats.
Thank you.
What have you been up to? I haven't seen you in a little while.
Well, pretty much that. Just living the dream, I guess.
Well, I know you've been busy as well, putting some things together.
Yeah,
and
a lot of work stuff.
Menopause audit that I want to talk about.
Sure.
So what is that?
So it's a snapshot of, women can come into my practice at a lower price point for a very short period of time to take a look at what they're doing with their nutrition. Okay. So what the audit does is we take and have them track their food for 5 days and symptom track. So they'll be using some trackers along with this. And it will help us identify maybe some of the symptoms and the root to those symptoms. So whether it's, food related, sleep related, stress related, but it's a 5-day snapshot of that. And then from that, then we give them some strategies to work through those symptoms that they're having, maybe the foods that are causing issues for them. Maybe it's a sleep thing, a stress thing. Those are a little bit deeper dives, but they could be identified through that nutrition audit. And then we give them some supporting resources to help them go forward trying to make that successful change.
And so once you are armed with that information, they can then make the decision of, okay, I do need that continued help. And then at that point, work one-on-one with you.
Right. Yeah, they can have the option of working one-on-one, or they could do the 8-week program that'll launch again this coming fall.
Okay.
There's other options that they can choose to work with us once they take the audit. If they find they're like, well, I really want to dig in a little bit deeper to why this is going on, or how I can get additional support beyond what they're going to get through the audit. But the audit's a great snapshot of what it's like to work with me. They do get 2 calls with me. They get one in the beginning because we have them take an intake form, which is also part of the audit process. And then they have a call at the end after they've done their 5-day tracking. That's when they get on the call and we go over like what recommendations we would make based upon what we're seeing in that snapshot.
And Jenny has listened to so many of you that have said, okay, maybe I can't afford the one-on-one. I'd like to work in smaller groups. This is why she is breaking these things down for you so that you have those options. So again, if you want that 8-week coming back up in the fall, you can keep in touch with her. Yeah, let's put it up on the screen again for how you can get in touch with Jenny. So perimenopause and menopause, there was this 8-week program that she is going to put together for you that will be coming up in the fall. But right now, it's the audit standpoint. Before we break into the missing piece in menopause today, I want to have everybody understand, because there are many people that might think, oh, well, how does this differentiate between me going to my doctor and then my doctors are putting me on hormone replacement therapy or bioidentical hormones, or maybe I'm looking into GLP-1s. There's so much out there right now. However, the nutrition point in every one of those things I just mentioned is the most important part of this.
It's the foundation.
Yes. And so the people who are on GLP-1s, and I just talked about how Burger King and all these restaurants are changing their menus because they know we're talking about 11% of Americans are on GLP-1s right now. And I'm sure that number is just going to continue to grow. But you can't get on those without making sure that your nutrition is on point.
Right. But most women get on them without making sure that. I mean, that's just the reality of it, because they're not taught that they need to be making sure that they're eating protein, that they're doing things to support the metabolism, make sure they're hydrating their cellular level in their body. Because the GLP-1s, yes, where they'll help with the brain noise, the food and the slower of the digestive dumping in that process, what it doesn't teach them is the things that they need to make sure they have in place while they're on them. And not just when they're on them, just in general. I mean, that's where I shine, honestly, with my clients, is I'm going to teach you the foundations that you're going to use forever. Whether this is, nutrition is not a temporary fix. It's a long-term fix, and so is lifestyle. And the two of those are the foundation to anything you choose to do. It's not there to say that you don't, every woman's going to choose their path. Okay, they're going to choose their path of what works for them. Maybe it's a blend of all of those things, right? Or maybe it's just one certain thing, like they're just going to do hormone replacement. Regardless which path you choose, the foundation is what supports those things. And the foundation, when I talk about that, is the nutritional background to this and the lifestyle. Both of those have to be in play and in place to get the most benefit. It's not about that this is competing with those options. It's actually going to help you benefit, get your results even exponentially.
Absolutely.
I mean, look at last week with Bridget. That she is a walking testimony of, where she's had to medically do some things, but then brought me in because she knew that the foundation wasn't there. It wasn't that she didn't know. She just needed someone to give her more direction. And she exponentially is benefiting from that.
Yeah, if you don't know what she's talking about, I know some of you are new to the show, or maybe you missed that show, but one of our guests and our sponsors, Bridget Childress, she was in last week, Tuesday, on A Testament Tuesday, and she said that she had been working with Jenny for just the last few months, and she stressed that Jenny doesn't push, Jenny's not, shaming you. It is very kind working together with you and then teaching, like she's talking about, but her A1C went down. She lost 18 pounds in just a few months, and she's like, more importantly, I have hope, which was just beautiful, and hopefully that gave a lot of you chills.
That just gave me chills.
As you all are watching this morning, if you are, again, maybe you're getting a GLP-1 online, but you have no guidance whatsoever, I please ask that if you are going to do a GLP-1, please get it medically guided. Have a physician, because they are the ones that are going to say, you got to eat your protein. You need to work out. We're going to have a physician on in the very near future that's going to stress this and hopefully drive it home if we haven't already driven it home. But that is the reason why you need to have this team. So that is the reason why you work with Jenny. And again, for all of you that are frustrated and you're at your wit's end, this is the reason why she is here to help. Again, like I just said, to give you hope. So let's talk about the missing piece. The missing piece in menopause. Why nutrition and lifestyle are the foundation, as you're seeing here. Let's talk about the woman who is doing everything right, or you feel like you are, by the way, but you're still stuck, and we get it. You are so frustrated. Your body is not broken. It's adapting to this. So look at this breakdown of lifestyle alone, bioidentical hormones, which I just talked about, traditional hormone therapy that maybe you have from your OBGYN, this GLP-1 medication we just mentioned, and there's so many, by the way, on the market now, and I understand 20-something more that are coming, which is crazy. Supplements, which many of you maybe introduced yourself to, and then functional and conventional medicine, and that all making your unique path work as effectively as possible. No wrong choice in all of that, but there's no cookie cutter plan in this also.
No, there's not. And like I said, somebody could be on a blend of these things. And really, in all honesty, they are. Yeah, they really are. But again, you have to have the foundation in place. Yeah. And that's what we're going to dive into today. You have all of these options, but at the end of the day, you have to have the foundation to make this a successful journey for yourself.
Because don't you understand, and Jenny's been doing this for over 30 years now, and I'm sure you've heard it time and time again, oh, can't there just be a pill or a shot that I can take? And now in their minds, belief.
There is, yes.
There is, and there isn't.
But there isn't. And we had, it's so funny because we were eating with, not funny, but we were eating with my brother and sister-in-law and my cousin and his wife this weekend, and this subject came up, when they were talking about this, and just how everybody thinks it's a quick fix and this is going to, but I said, but here's the flip side of that. If you don't have the foundation in place and you go off of these, now keep in mind, this could, if you're on them for a medical reason, that's a different deal. Okay. I'm talking about someone that's just on them for weight loss alone. If you don't have the foundation in place and you go off of them, you're going to exponentially gain the weight back because you didn't do the foundational work. It's like putting a roof on something without the foundation. Right. And we're gonna show that demonstration here in a minute. But yeah, I mean, it's so important that I don't know how to drive it home any more than we do on this show, and that this is one of the components that gets overlooked in a lot of the places where women are getting these things from. And I will even say this on the end of hormones as well, because it's not being told that do you want to get the most benefit? It's not a competing thing. It is a complementary thing to help that women get even better benefit from what they're doing. It's not a right or wrong.
And I don't want you men to think that you're not included in this, because men and women both.
Yeah.
And again, I know a lot of men might be like, oh, okay, they're talking about menopause. That's not me. No, we've mentioned in the past that you have andropause. I actually have had men ask me, let me know when you're going to cover andropause. I'm like, well, we have. So let's just make sure that when we discuss these, this is for everyone. Yeah. If you are on a GLP-1, man and woman alike, and younger teenagers that are on them, they're starting to get on them as well. That's a very interesting conversation that somebody wants me to do on the show, which is it too early for them at 18 years? Is their body still growing? Are there things that we are causing damage to for them to start it at that young age? Yeah. But it's available to them.
Right.
Okay?
Sure.
Now, what is the biggest frustration of people who are on GLP-1s? It's the muscle loss.
Yeah, scarcopenia. I
Yes.
talked about that this weekend too, because I said that's what's happening. And that is critical in menopause anyway.
Yep.
Without even using a GLP-1, you are at risk in postmenopause of scarcopenia.
Yeah.
And so it's like, why are we not educating women and men too? Because the same thing for them. I mean, it can happen to men too. But why are we not educating the importance of making sure that we have protein in every single meal that we eat every day?
Well, and many people may ask, well, then how much protein should I be eating, Jenny?
Yeah, 25 to 30 grams, depending on how many meals you're eating a day. That's where I come into play, and timing comes into play, and all of that, not to muddy the waters. But there are things that, just in generalities, I would say women need to eat 25 to 30 grams in each meal.
Absolutely. And I think it's a wake-up call when we come back and I say I try to eat. And again, I push to try to have the amount that is my goal weight
Yeah.
in
Yep.
protein.
Yeah.
Okay, which is a lot of protein, and for most women, they're like,
It's hard.
It's impossible. It is
Yeah.
not impossible.
It's not. It's training yourself. And that's where, when I'm working with someone and they didn't come to me eating a lot of protein, that's where the small, consistent habits of building that in and spreading it across all meals comes into play.
Yeah. So people do ask, do I have to count all this? Do I have to weigh things? That seems like a lot, Jenny.
Okay, so that's totally an option. I have women do it both ways. I also have a visual, like you need to have a palm size of protein on your plate. If you are not a counter, then this is a visual thing for you.
Yep.
You know, do it that way. If you don't want to do the tracking part, make sure that you have the palm size of protein on your plate. Make sure that you've got a fist size of at least 2 of low glycemic carbs on your plate. Make sure you have at least a thumb amount of fat on your plate. Now, that can be what's cooked in or additional, but that's just in generalities across the board.
And by the way, if you are listening to that going, that sounds foreign to me. She just said something about low glycemic. What's that mean? That is why you work with someone like Jenny, obviously, because she will be able to break down, oh, here, and let me circle this. This is where the problems are coming into play. So again, Jenny Gabriel, JG Optimal Wellness. Check her out on social media. Check her out on her website. Get in touch with her, more importantly. Let her work with you. Rose said, I have an injection every other week from my RA. Been on it for a few months. My son asked me if I was on Ozempic. I said, if I was, it's not working. LOL. Jenny, does any of those meds interfere with menopause? Some gal at church on it, and she says she has more hot flashes. I mentioned your services to her.
It's possible. Everybody's different. It's very individual, Rose. So it's a great question. Chemically, we're all different. So yeah, certain medications can probably cause those things to be worse. Is that probably one of them? It could be. That would take me knowing what specific it is and those kinds of things. But in generalities, yes, those things can feed that. And again, that's why it's important that we have that nutrition lifestyle base so that we can kind of identify if we're taking a medication that's causing that problem, then maybe on the flip side, through nutrition and lifestyle, we can kind of circumvent that. And that's where that menopause audit comes into play too, because I do ask in the intake form what meds someone's taking. So there's a deep dive into what's going on.
Okay, let's do one more before we take a break. The conversation that most women never hear. So as we've been discussing, menopause changes the rules. When the hormones shift, your nervous system sensitivity increases. So just look at that. In the middle, menopause shifts. Blood sugar.
Yeah.
Sleep architecture. How many of you, raise your hands or just go ahead and do a little like or a love right now. How many of you are not sleeping well? I would be shocked if all of you that are in that perimenopause, menopause, postmenopausal phase don't all say, oh my God, that 1 to 3 a.m. wake up call. We are all there with you. We've all been there. Stress response, and I know stress is in so many levels of your life, whether it's personal or professional. We just talked about muscle retention, your metabolism slowing down and you're getting frustrated. You're doing all the things you used to do and it's not working the same way. She just mentioned cellular energy. And then inflammation, one of the biggest things I hear from so many women of my body feels puffy, Jenny.
And I can see it. And when somebody comes to talk to me or just... It's weird. You know, when you're sitting, hanging out somewhere, I pick up on that stuff when people are walking by. I'm like, oh, I could help them. Oh, I could help that. You know,
see it in their face. You see it in their bellies.
Yeah, I can easily identify if someone has inflammation on board.
It's interesting, and I don't even know. My husband is so silly. He was watching the halftime show, and all of a sudden I heard him say, "Is Madonna pregnant?" And I go, "Pregnant? No." And he goes, "She has a little belly." And I'm like, "Are you kidding me? The judgment in our society is crazy." And I said, "Are you serious? She looks amazing." And I'm talking to my sister-in-law, and he goes, my sister-in-law says, "Leave her alone. It's probably menopause belly."
Yep.
And I thought of you right away.
Yeah.
I didn't even see it. I'm like, "Oh my God, you kidding me? She's thin." Stop shaming.
Yeah,
All
right.
Let's take a break. Once again,
Yeah.
Jenny Gabriel, JG Optimal Wellness. If you have any comments, any questions, feel free to drop them in. Debbie, I see yours. We'll get to yours, and then we'll come back to these GLP-1 medications because it's what everyone's talking about,
Sure.
and we're going to do the same when we return.
I love working here. You know, I come in here and I feel positivity with everybody, down from the housekeepers up to the CEO. Our bosses actually get on the floor with us, help us out. I've been in plenty work nursing homes, and being here, it makes me feel very happy all the time. Being around these residents is amazing things. I might cry. Working with them, it's like my grandma and my grandpa. When I'm at home, and I can come here, I feel free. When I'm having bad days, I can just walk in here and boom, I'm back into a happy place. They make everything happy and joyful, and they all respectful. They do put an impact on my life big time. That's it. I mean, yeah, that's the best memories. Hey, this is my place, this is my home.
Welcome back. Thanks again for tuning in to the Real Monica Adams Show. Again, Jenny Gabriel, our guest from JG Optimal Wellness. Let me look at Debbie's comment that just came in, and I think we have one from Angie as well. Debbie, going on tamoxifen soon. Wow, for hormone-positive breast cancer. Literally not looking forward to the side effects of menopause again. Any advice? The weight gain, hair loss, mood swings, hot flashes, ugh. We'll be talking to my oncologist how to offset the side effects, but what is your experience with women on a GLP-1 and tamoxifen, Jenny? Thankfully, my cancer was caught very early. That's what I cared about the most. And removed via lumpectomy.
Awesome.
Last radiation treatment today. Debbie, our thoughts and prayers and healing energy going out to you. Thoughts on that?
Yeah, I've actually worked with someone that's been on both of them at the same time. And we do it a lot with nutrition and lifestyle. There's a lot we can do with that when someone's still on that medication. And a GLP-1, we just really dive into that and try to help. The symptom tracker is going to help with that, so we can identify if there's foods that are going to flare that. But there's also healing foods depending on where someone is in that transitional period. I'm not sure where Debbie's at in the. I know she said menopause and having menopause again, so I'm assuming that means she's in postmenopause. So there's things like superfood wheels that I use with women too. There's a lot of tools I have that I can use and help somebody with. But yes, I have, and we've had great success with that, with mitigating just them managing the symptoms that they are experiencing, especially the hot flashes. I actually have someone right now that I've helped with that. So
Debbie and everyone else, if you are looking to work with Jenny and you would like to take it beyond this show, obviously, you can reach out to Jenny. Jenny at jgoptimalwellness.com is her email address, or the website again is jgoptimalwellness.com. The same, obviously, on social media. Angie, you're funny. She said, "Sorry, Jim, Monica just threw you under the bus." Hey, I just like being real. And whether it's me or my husband or my mom or my family, I'm always going to drop that in for you. Okay, so we're talking about GLP-1s, which everyone seems to be. Everywhere I look, and I think, oh my God, there's another one. At this point, I'm confused as to which one people should even be on anymore. That's why you talk with your doctor.
Right.
And actually, we've got a woman that I hope is going to be coming on very soon, and she talks about genetic testing, and that will guide as to whether you should even be on them or if there's a whole nother route to go.
Right.
Which, again, is something you should all be looking into. Anyway, GLP-1 medications, okay? So supplements, let's look into this. The furniture, break this one down for me.
Yeah, so it just goes back to, these are all the different things that you could be working on at the same time, and maybe not necessarily, but if you don't have the foundation, the nutrition and lifestyle, you can't put the roof on.
Gotcha.
You can't put the windows in, and you can't really put furniture in it because you don't have the foundation. You have to have that. I cannot drive that home enough. If you are looking to do one of these or both of these or a combination of all of these, work with someone, whether it's me or whoever else, on the nutritional component. You would be surprised. I have women come, well, I'm pretty good. And then we do the audit and I find out that they're like 50-50. They're not, they think they're like 80-20, 90-10 on their food, meaning they're eating whole foods. This
80 to
high,
90%,
yeah,
right.
and 20% or 10% is the other. And it's very eye-opening when you actually track it down and we attach it to the symptoms and we bring a reality to it. It's like, wow, I had no idea.
Well, it's also so many of you that have worked with Jenny that get the aha moment of, I swear I'm not stressed out. And then it's just because they become so immune to it.
Right.
And she's mentioned that in the past of the stressors and how that is having you hang on to this weight that you're frustrated about. So removing the stress
Cortisol.
and then getting everything, the cortisol, absolutely. So yeah, that's a really good element to look at of an empty house that you're just screaming and shouting and it's echoing because you don't have everything working together. The windows are the hormones, the furniture, the supplements, the foundation is your nutrition and lifestyle, and the GLP-1 medications, the roof of it all. So absolutely right. You do not build a roof before pouring the concrete. So important. So why the foundation matters. I love this. Your body is a construction site. Nutrition delivers the bricks. Lifestyle hands the blueprints to the workers. Without both, the site stalls. Well, hopefully you have a good contractor.
Yeah, hopefully. Hopefully you do.
You are the contractor.
I am the contractor. So the nutrition is like the raw materials. Those are the things that we're putting into the body. Are we able to absorb them? Are we supporting liver function? Because that's a big deal in menopause because we start to see, kind of the sluggish liver happen. We start to see digestion kind of start to suffer because of lower HCl. And that's because of aging.
Right.
It's not anything you've done. It's not your fault. It's part of aging. And so those are things we need to look at and making sure that we're supporting it with the nutrition that we need to be eating, right? So good sources of protein and fat and low glycemic carbs again, but maintaining muscle mass, making sure we're building the hormones. We got to have fats to do that. Even at a minimal amount, our adrenals are doing that in postmenopause. Okay, so we still need to be supporting that. But if we don't have the lifestyle, it's very much an intricate part of it. It's actually the instructions on how to navigate some of these things we're having, like we talked about in the beginning, the inflammation, the blood sugar management. We're talking about energy levels, the mitochondria. Are we getting enough into the cell? Are we absorbing what we're eating? All of those things become a very big part, and the lifestyle things that we put in place are very simple things.
Are you absorbing what you're eating, and are you absorbing the supplements, or are you taking too many supplements, which is just an unbelievable expense that is going out in waste?
Well, and your tolerant level too. How much are you way over the tolerant level?
Yep.
Most people are because they don't know what they don't know.
Absolutely. Again, if you're just tuning in, you've missed a great deal of the first half hour of the show, but it's beautiful to always go back, and that's the beauty of streaming. So keep watching from here forward and then go back because there's been some really incredible information that you need to know. And again, why you want to reach out. So we talked about hormones. And so there may be people that say, okay, I'm going to work with Jenny. I'm going to get my nutrition in order. But I still feel I also want to talk to my OBGYN, or I want to have somebody that will maybe look at my blood panels, which I highly recommend, and then you'll be able to find out, oh, wow, I really am in this phase of perimenopause, menopause, postmenopause. Okay, should I be on hormone therapy? And that is a choice. That's something to talk with your doctor.
Yeah.
For us, it made sense. We both have said this in the past, to do bioidentical hormones. And I just said it yesterday. I have to get my blood checked again because you don't just get on it and then stay at that same.
Right. Exactly.
I think, what do you recommend? Like every few months?
I think, especially in the beginning, some practitioners will have you do it like they may prescribe for 60 days and check it in 30 and see how you're, do we need to tweak this? Some will go 90 days,
Yeah.
but I wouldn't go beyond 90 days.
And I have. So there I am.
Because then you get into a problem, right? Like you may not, your levels will be off, or maybe you're not on the right level. Maybe you have too much or not enough.
Yep. Well, it's interesting, and my mom, all of a sudden, we were like, "Where's this coming from?" My mom lost like 5 or 6 pounds, and she doesn't need to, as you obviously know. And we're like, "What the heck?" Her T4 levels were way too high, so they changed her thyroid medicine around. But I was like, "Oh,
how things just change." You know,
it absolutely crazy.
they can just change.
So hormones. Let's talk about hormones. And again, questions, keep them coming in. I see them coming
Absolutely.
in. Rose will get that in just a second. Anybody else? Comments, questions, aha moments? We feel like we're speaking to you. We are. We're all so similar in this, but also so very different, which is why it's not a cookie cutter approach. Hormones don't replace healthy physiology.
Right, they don't.
So what do they do?
Well, they can alleviate hot flashes. Okay, it can help clear the brain fog. It can, it can help with bone density in combination. Again, nutrition comes into play there. It can help stabilize mood shifts if someone's really having a lot of trouble with that going through the transition. They're really good for helping with that and just feeling good overall, right? I mean, it's just like another part of the puzzle. We've talked about the puzzle before on here. There's various parts to the puzzle, but those are things that hormones can do. What they cannot do is they cannot absorb the nutrients. They can't synthesize them. They can't replace essential nutrients or minerals that your body needs. It can't have any play in lifestyle-driven inflammation that comes from the things that we're choosing in lifestyle, right? That's where lifestyle management comes into place.
Sure.
It can't undo your sleep or stress hygiene. Those, again, are lifestyle things we tweak and put into play to help with that. Does it help the overall picture at the end? Yes. What we're trying to show you here is, yes, it can do certain things, but it could do so much more if you put in the lifestyle and nutrition, because those are missing with just hormones alone. Okay, because it cannot build muscle. That's not something hormones do. And it cannot replace your dietary protein.
Right.
Right?
So let it do the things that it will do well.
Absolutely.
But then you play a very important part in that. You and Jenny, as you work together with this, because once you have everything in place, as we've mentioned show after show after show, suddenly you are living your best life. And ultimately, is that not what you all want? I don't know why you would want to walk around in a fog. I don't know why you'd want to walk around feeling like you're exhausted, or you get up in the morning, the very first thought is, when can I take a nap?
Yeah.
Right. She knows right away if you say that, what is off in you. Right. So again, let it do what it's supposed to do, and then you fill in the blanks.
Well, it's kind of like this too. And I'm just throwing these car brands out there. So not a preference on either one, but do you want to be driving a Pinto or would you prefer a Mercedes?
I'd like a Ferrari.
Well, okay, Ferrari. But you know what I mean? I mean, it's like you could be here.
Yeah. I want my engine revving right.
Yeah.
Don't you, your spouse,
just
your
not
family.
part way and sputtering.
No.
You want it to be full on doing what it can
If you're
do.
honest, how many of you, how about do me a favor? All of you that are on right now, or if you watch this later, right now type in, I'm sputtering or I'm revving.
Yeah.
All right. Right now, I feel like I'm revving. I'm doing good.
Yeah.
I do want to get my blood work done again, though, and see if there needs to be some changes on what I'm on. But yeah, let me know that. Are you sputtering? Or are you revving? That's what we want to know. Before we get back into the GLP-1 medications, how they change the appetite and not your biology, Rose said belly fat over 60. It is the devil. I was always big boned, but after menopause, it all collected there. I hate it. My skinny friends all have that around the belly, too. They all just accept it, but can we really do something about it?
Yeah, you can. You can tweak nutrition. You can tweak lifestyle. What that is, honestly, Rose, is the lack of estrogen in the body. That's and cortisol. That becomes a stress management thing again. If stress isn't being managed well, that will cause cortisol to rise, and that will then cause that weight to be gained in the abdominal section on the female body. And it will in men too, and andropause, will do the same for them too. So I don't want to just leave them out of the show. But, yes, there is things you can do to lose it. But it's not one thing. There's not a one thing fix it all.
Yeah, how many times have we as trainers been asked, can you just get rid of that?
It's spot reduction.
It's the biggest question we always get.
Yeah.
Please, just
yes,
get rid of the
there are
belly.
things that you can do.
Angie, thank you. Angie just said, I'm sputtering. Rose said, Pinto would have better gas mileage.
That's true. That's true. That's true.
Yeah, you wouldn't have to spend as much at the gas pump. We just talked about how high gas prices is, right? So again, thank you, Angie. Thank you, Rose. Everybody else, just be honest. I love the real side of this. We are better together instead of just feeling like you're standing alone. You're not. We are all in this together. So let me know. Are you sputtering? Are you revving? That's the question. So again, GLP-1s. I could do a show every dang day about this because everyone's talking about it. So it changes the appetite, but not your biology.
Right.
So what do GLP-1s do and what do they not do?
Well, it slows gastric dumping. Okay. It quiets the food noise. We talked about that earlier in the show. It will regulate the insulin response, and then it does just naturally reduce the caloric intake because you're not as hungry, right? The food noise isn't going on. But GLP-1s cannot help manage the metabolism. It cannot help you go lift weights for, keeping the sarcopenia from happening because of the muscle wasting. It does not improve the cellular hydration. It does not do that. And it doesn't automatically preserve muscle tissue. It doesn't give you adequate protein at each meal, right?
Right.
Which those are all things we talked about. And like I said, it doesn't replace the resistance training. Those are things that are so women just don't realize that have to be an integral part if you are on these. Yep. I cannot stress this enough, because if you are not doing the protein and you're not doing the weight training and you're not doing some of the lifestyle things you need to be, and I know that you're not hungry. I hear that from women that are on them. I get that, but then we just need to make the meal smaller and just making sure that we're eating the protein and getting the fiber in, because it's going to help the gut microbiome. Because I see a lot of women that have been on these that they end up having, issues with gut bacteria because of the slow gastric dumping. We already have a suppression of hydrochloric acid in the stomach anyway with a lot of people, which means they're not breaking their food down, and then it sits there and then it ferments. So there's so many things that you can do if you're taking these that just makes that process better, right, and more powerful.
Well, and I like on that slide also, it said it does not improve cellular hydration or flexibility. By the way, I am talking about teaming Jenny up with Stephanie and the team over at Exist Stretch, because there is a huge amount of information out there about how our bodies just tighten up, how our joints and everything aches. I'm sure all of you, it's also the added weight that you're carrying around during menopause, but it's how I've had so many women say, I swear ever since I got to be a certain age, I'm less flexible, my body aches, it doesn't move. So we're actually talking about, I'm just going to break the news. We're talking about doing a retreat, and there are many parts to the retreat that I want to put together. And one of them is a talk like this, really digging in so that you're in front of us and that you can give that feedback instantaneously, besides just typing it in. The other is stretching. We've always put yoga into these retreats, but I think you need to understand why we keep saying once you're on the table, you get it, of the importance of stretching, and then much more. But we're putting that together, and we're also going to bring the faith component back into it. So our dear friend Nancy at Stone Soup Cottage, or Le Champ de Fleur by Stone Soup, she's like, Monica, I think women want this, men want this, we've got to get this back on. So we're talking about dates in August, September, October. You want it? We're going to deliver it to you. So stay tuned for that, by the way. Let's see. Rose said, I'm asking my family for my birthday gift to go to you. Aww. Would be a great birthday gift. I think somebody asked in the past, do you have gift cards?
I think it was Rose that asked that.
See? She wants it.
Yeah.
Deliver, please.
Oh, that's
Christy,
awesome.
thank you. Christy said, I'm sputtering. Queen of sputtering, Rose said, but I'm always moving. I have no choice. Yes. do keep moving.
Yeah,
I love
do
Jenny's
keep
voice.
moving.
It's so soothing, and added bonus.
Oh.
Rose, you're so sweet.
Thank you.
Okay, so your
Rose.
body needs support, not just subtraction, because a lot of you just feel like, okay, I just got to subtract. I need to eat less calories.
Yes.
Right,
And
that is the
work
problem.
out more.
Yes.
No, not the combination.
No, and not crazy push, hit training that we've
Right.
discussed in the past either.
Yes, right.
Dieting. All of you feel like that's what you need to do. Dieting often backfires in menopause because restriction equals stress. A stressed body protects its reserves. It doesn't release them. And then all that belly fat is right there
Right.
around your midsection
We
because
stay
it's
in
hanging
that
onto it.
sympathetic state, that fight or flight.
Yeah.
That's what happens.
So active recovery, stress regulation,
Yeah.
daily movement. Rose, I love the fact that you said you have no other choice. You got to keep
I love
moving.
that she said that too. That's great.
Restorative sleep, so important. Fiber, which we haven't stressed enough. Fiber,
Mm.
your trace minerals, your healthy fats. Adequate protein, which we keep stressing. We cannot say it enough. I'm just telling you right now, eat more protein. I can guarantee you're not even getting close to
Yep.
the amount of protein
Agree.
you're supposed to be eating.
Agree.
Just eat.
Agree.
Okay, 2 women on
Yeah.
the same medication,
Yeah.
entirely different results. Let's break that one down.
And I've had this happen.
I'm sure.
Yeah. So what happens is you have someone that has the foundation and someone who does not. And this is where I'm trying to explain to you guys where this is so important, and this is where I fit in with a lot of this hormone optimization, GLP-1, those type of things. And even somebody that doesn't choose to do either one of those, right?
Right.
I could still help with the nutritional component. But what this is like someone that doesn't have the foundation, they're going to be so tired, they're going to be exhausted, they're probably likely highly stressed, they've got the cortisol belly happening, they're skipping meals, they may be overtraining, over-exercising. So we see energy plummeting, afternoon crashes regularly because blood sugar handling is out of control. High rate of lean tissue loss. So sarcopenia is coming on board because we're not doing the training, we're not eating the protein. Side effects I'll see a lot with these women is nausea, fatigue, lethargy, because they're not hydrating either as they're doing this, and hydration is a key component as this in this as well. And the outcome is you may have weight loss, but you're frail and you're
Correct.
weak.
And when we talk about osteoporosis issues, this is the other reason why we keep stressing the importance of you working out.
Yes.
And then letting that protein feed the muscle tissue.
Yes. So someone that does have that foundation support in or working alongside with foundation while they're doing these, you're going to see that stable throughout the day. You're not going to see those crashes that you're experiencing. If you are experiencing crashing throughout the day, it is a fueling issue primarily. If you're not diabetic, okay? If you're diabetic, that's another whole thing. But someone that's not, that's likely you are not fueling appropriately. You're not eating enough protein. You're not getting enough fiber in. They're retaining their muscle. They're doing that resistance training. They have minimally, their body feels secure. So they're not stuck in that fight or flight where I see a lot of women that are missing the foundation, are struggling with the nervous system regulation. So they're staying in that sympathetic state where we're fight or flight, maybe even frozen, maybe even fawning, versus parasympathetic where they're going back and forth. Really, the nervous system is designed where you go back and forth between these two, right? But we get stuck there. And when you've got the foundations into place, not necessarily. And then you start to see fat loss, you start to see strength, you start to see vitality. All of those things start to happen alongside of this when you have these things in place. And you feel better. You look better too.
Well, that's a big part. So that visual component, and I know a lot of you have probably seen this, when you see somebody on a GLP-1 that is not doing the proper things, you can see it in their face, you can see it in their body. So when a lot of you are asking, if I do these things, will it make a marked difference? Absolutely. There's a huge difference between you having the team working with you, you doing the things that you're supposed to be doing, they're doing their job, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, these people are on the exact same thing. Boy, they look way different, or they're acting different, their mind's different, their sharpness is different. Yes, when you put it all together, you will be the woman on the solid foundation side. Lisa, is it Mag? Lisa said, I have always been thin. It's so hard for me. I definitely have the meno belly. I need guidance. It's depressing. Lisa, Here she is. I'm
Yeah.
literally delivering her to you on a platter. Shoot her an email, jenny@jgoptimalwellness.com. Lisa, don't put it off. This is the problem. So many of you men and women do not put yourselves first.
Yeah.
You're going to head off. You're going to be like, okay, I'm going to go to work. Maybe I'll reach out to Jenny. Let's just erase the maybes. It is time for you to, you're literally asking for it. You wouldn't write it if you didn't say it's time.
That's a commitment right there.
Right. You said, I need guidance, and you said it's
Yourself.
depressing. I don't want you to be depressed anymore. Lisa, I want you to have one of these aha moments and this massive change, and I want to talk about you on a future show where you worked with her like Bridget did, and you have this beautiful transformation. Rose said, retreat in Monica's backyard with Jenny in the hot tub. Where can we sign up? We do have a retreat-looking backyard. Maybe we'll make that happen. Okay, we have a few more things before we have to wrap. Menopause is a whole body shift. So your nervous system,
Yep.
your heightened sensitivity to stress, the gut microbiome that Jenny's been talking about, changes in digestion and absorption, the liver function. Are you big on? I know there are people who will do liver dumps. Have you? No. Yes. No.
Not necessarily, because this is where that gets complicated, especially people that do detoxes, other than if someone's in sauna, doing like sauna,
Yeah.
you know, getting sweating and stuff like that, lymphatic, you know, trampolining, that kind of thing, that helps with that. But if you don't know whether your pathways are open, that could be a really not good situation for
Okay.
someone. And so that's the thing that is one of the things that I dive into with clients is what is our detoxification pathways working optimally
What if?
like they should
so
be.
I mean, I know people in the energy world that do liver dumps. That's so. Could it work hand in hand with everything else?
It could, but I still feel like you need to know if you have something that's not
Yeah.
open, like
Okay.
a pathway not open.
Okay. So liver function, slower clearance of your toxins and your hormones. And by the way, it's in what we eat and it's what we breathe in
Yeah.
the environment. Skeletal muscle, changes in your insulin sensitivity. Mitochondria, the shifts in the cellular energy production. It is never just about ovaries. Oh, yeah, the entire metabolic network recalibrating. So what are the foundations that must come first?
Well, protein, for sure.
Have we said it enough, folks?
Protein, sleep, stress, you know, the lifestyle component of it, the nutrition part being the fiber, the fat, and the protein, movement, stress management, sleep management. The list goes on and on.
And again, so we're talking about GLP-1s, we're talking about protein, we're talking about movement, we're talking about working out. Again, if you are working with a physician right now, ask them what you can and cannot do, and then Jenny would work along with that. So again, why foundations must come first. I love how they intercept with each other. Medical intervention, receptivity, how it goes together right there in the middle,
Right.
and then your lifestyle foundation.
Right.
So it's not a choice between medicine and lifestyle.
not.
It's preparing the body to actually benefit from the treatments that you choose. And again, this is your choice. It is your body, and you have to feel safe.
Right.
I want you to heal. We want you to adapt. We want you to shed the weight. I know I don't want it to always be about weight, but unfortunately that is it. People jump onto the scale. They look at themselves in the mirror. There's so much hate. I want more self-love. We want to get you to that point. It's very important for us. So which piece gets the least attention in the blueprint?
Well, and I think that's like an interactive thing, honestly. I think this is something like the audience, which one of these pieces for you?
Okay, so look
Is
at
the
this.
most
We're going to leave
fragile.
this up for a second. Just like you said, sputtering and revving, this is time for you, before we wrap up, to say which piece for you, and we're all different. This is why we're coming back saying we're not all the same here.
Yeah.
Which piece gets the least attention? Okay, Jenny and I are going to answer this. A restorative sleep, nutrient-dense fuel, stress regulation, or consistent movement? What's your answer, Jenny?
Mine's stress regulation.
I was going to say mine would be sleep, but I have been wearing my watch regularly, and it gave me a really high score. I was like, okay, I'm really excited by what's happening. Yeah, maybe stress regulation. I don't know. I feel like I'm getting a handle on all of these, thanks to your help. But for all of you, which one? Is it sleep? Is it fuel? Is it stress? Or is it the fact that you're not moving? Feel free to drop in a comment right now and let us know. Stephanie said, I have to get my mindset. I know what to eat. Being a cook and baker for 45 years, I cook good food. Wish I could have chosen a different career. All right. Answer me right now. Do you have sleep issues? fuel, stress, or consistent movement. We're going to let you do that before we wrap up. So this is not about perfection. In fact, the
No,
show
it's
that I was
not.
not able to do on Thursday when I was sick, because I
Yeah.
decided to finally take time for myself, is I'm going to come back to it. There are many people that have asked me, please, please, please do that show. I will. It is the dangers of perfectionism. And it's probably one of my biggest shows I've done in the last 3 years. I will do a continuing series on this. And it will never, ever, ever be perfect, by the way.
Yeah, perfectly imperfect.
I just bought a bracelet, by the way, from Apricot Lane Boutique that shows that this, like, how we come into the middle and we have these shiny little shells and then we have the dull ones. It's imperfect and will
Yeah.
never be
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah.
So this isn't about perfection. Building the foundation is simply giving your body what it has needed all along. It does not require a flawless diet, extreme workouts, but you do need to move, small, consistent signals of safety. And then the blueprint is yours to build. And look at
Yeah.
this gorgeous house that you're
Yeah,
going to build.
I know.
It's very colorful, too.
Right, right?
So as you say, medications can support the body. They cannot replace the act of caring for it. And I hope you
Yeah.
are caring for your body. The foundation matters.
The foundation matters. And
Today-
they work together.
Tomorrow, the next day, decades from now.
Yep.
All of that. Oh, sleep. And Angie said sleep. Yeah.
yeah.
That was going to be mine. And then I think it's
I
the
do
stress
see that
factor.
one a lot.
So one more time, folks, I think there's so many of you that I can feel need to reach out now. Jenny at jgoptimalwellness.com. Her website is jgoptimalwellness.com. And then again on social media at jgoptimalwellness. So reach out to her. Again, maybe work with her one-on-one or do the audit, which
Yeah.
she's literally just starting, the
Yeah.
menopause audit, and that'll give you that aha moment of how things are. Mine was sleep, Stephanie said. I just got a new CPAP machine. I say stress, okay? Christy says movement.
Okay.
You can keep them coming in for me.
Yeah.
Jenny, so good to see you again.
Same.
Very good show. And folks, you can share this now so that other women and men in your life can see this information and reach out to her as well and get that audit done. All right, what do you think we're feeling today? Stress. So, fear and anxiety, depression, anger, shame, overeating, or healing?
Maybe shame.
Shame?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I think we shame ourselves.
Yep.
I mean, talked about that, how we feel shame for feeling or looking the way we do. And I think shame today.
Shame.
I'm feeling shame.
All right, we're doing it. Folks, again, thank you so much for watching. We're going to give you the freedom from shame that you might be feeling right now in your life when we return.
Most places you walk into, you look around, you nod, you could try anything. Woo! Only 3 minutes in here, I'm already gassed. Check this bad boy out. It's a swim spa. Let's go. This is called the Sweaty Goat. This is where I get my demons out. Whether it's a hot tub, a swim spa, a sauna, or a cold tub, you come in here and you could try it and you pick what you want. That's Spas and More STL. And tell them Cam sent you.
Well, shame. We want to break you for the shame that you might be feeling because you haven't put it all into play just yet. And that's okay. All right, let's break you from this. These are the Stephen Arterburn daily devotionals, 100 Days to Freedom from Shame. Number 52 is the day we're on. The lure of sin. The spirit's willing, but the body is weak. That's Matthew 26, verse 41. I could lose weight if I didn't have to drive by the Krispy Kreme every day on my way to work. I never would have cheated on my wife if my coworker hadn't come on to me. I wasn't online looking for porn, but when that link came up, it caught my attention. One of the keys to succeeding in life is simply to understand how weak and vulnerable you really are. There's not a person alive who doesn't have a weak spot, or 10, or 12. Sometimes we're surprised when we hear about a high-profile Christian who has fallen into sin. We shouldn't be. If David, a man after God's own heart, could have an affair and commit what amounted to murder to hang on to his mistress, then anybody can have a moral failure. There is both encouragement and warning in this truth. The encouragement comes from knowing that if you feel weak and vulnerable, you're not alone. We literally talked about this today. Even the people around you who seem so strong and spiritually invincible are just like you. They have weaknesses too, if they're honest. The warning should be obvious. You can't let your guard down for even a moment. In fact, Satan's waiting for you to do just that. The Bible tells us that he is looking for someone to devour. Basically, he's looking for someone easy to devour, someone with his or her guard down. If you hope to live the rest of your life without repeating the sin that caused you that shame, you must identify your weaknesses and then bolster your defenses. Every hour of every day, you must be on guard. Alexander Wolcott said, everything I like is either illegal, immoral, or fattening. Today's prayer, Father, I am so weak. Like the Apostle Paul, I always seem to end up doing the things I don't want to do. Help me also to be as diligent as he was at pursuing righteousness. That was a good one for today.
That was a good one. It's like it was just supposed to be the
spoke
one.
to you.
I know.
I'm telling you, it happens. All right, folks. Well, thank you so much for tuning in today. I do want to wish, and I hope you all do as well, I want to wish Monica Spittler healing energy. She wrote me yesterday and unfortunately was diagnosed with strep. And she's like, I do not want to come in and get you sick. So we were going to feature Coconut Grove Boutique tomorrow. We will. We're just going to put it on hold and reschedule it most likely for next week. So I cannot wait to tell you about her place. And from now till we see her, please go in there. If you're in Washington, Missouri, or you take a trek to Washington, have you been to Washington in a while?
Have. Yeah.
In a while?
Not in a while. It's probably been 6
Such
months.
cute boutiques,
It's a
great
neat area.
food there. Oh, it absolutely is. And if you haven't been in, do you like resort style clothes?
Yeah.
Well,
That's
take a
the
look at your
place.
screen. I'm going to show you until she's able to get in. This is actually a brand that she said a lot of people want to come in for. And I love the fact that her daughter does some of her modeling for her. So this is THML. And then they also have Farm and Sea. They have True Ocean. And from as far as products for your body, they have things for your hair. They have lotions. They have candles. They have jewelry. They have shoes. And then, of course, incredible clothes and furniture, by the way. So if you're looking to spruce up your space, it's just a really beautiful place. So please go and support those that support us. And whether it's a mobile Monica you want, or maybe it's a business spotlight like she's going to do, coconutgboutique.com. But I do want to thank each and every one of our sponsors, the E-Step Law Firm, the Porch in Wildwood, Kaufman Outdoors, as we just mentioned, becoming our title sponsor, Childress Legal Nurse Consulting, JG Optimal Wellness, Spas and More, Defiance Ridge Vineyards, which I'll be back for Wet Your Whistle this coming Wednesday if you want to come out and see us at 4 p.m. We also have Dot Fleshman Realty. She'll be back on with us in August. Garden View Care Centers, which I have some people that are talking about having to transition out of the hospital looking for rehab. Please, please, please go and check them out and do your tour. They've got Doherty Ferry, Chesterfield, and O'Fallon. And then Fenton Family Dentistry. And the list is growing and growing and growing. We have 2 more coming on in August. Your business can be a part of this. Shoot me a message and let's have a meeting. info@therealmonicaadams.com. Wouldn't you love to put your positive brand with our positive brand and do some remarkable things together, right? All right, my friend, thank you.
Thank you.
And to you, thank you as well. Remember, go out, show yourself some more self-love. You've got this. I know you might be struggling just a little bit, but believe in yourself. We believe in you. The thing that you can do to yourself is show a little more self-love and kindness. God bless you all. Be kind.
The Real Monica Adams Show is brought to you by Kaufman Outdoors and The Porch in Wildwood.